Multiversus Season 5 is here.
Let's get this started. Let me show you how we do it.
And it's dead on arrival. Let's go. So I played Multiversus for a bit when it first came out, a couple hundred hours. I tried rank climbing, I sucked. I made a video on it. And after Raven's release, I basically just kind of fell off from the game. Now I'm back, baby. And I'm here to see how the game is doing. Check it out, play for a bit, give some impressions, and kind of talk about the broader conversation around saving multiverses. And if you're not familiar with the save the multiverses trend that's going on right now, don't even trip, dog. I got you. We're gonna talk about the save the multiverses bit, play some rank, check out some first impressions, try out the new characters, Lola, not Namor. I'm so ready. Let's get it. Bro, this is how the game should have launched. You get the announcement and then you get the characters. This is incredible. This is probably the friendliest consumer version of multiverses to date. All right, let's do some ranked, baby. Feel the vibes, you know? Check out how the people are doing. See what's new in the... Are you fucking serious? Are you actually serious? This cannot be my first match back against the fucking Marvin. I'm about to crash the fuck out on the first. So my first match was Jason versus Marvin, a classic, an instant original. One of my least preferred matchups for Jason because he's just fat, chunky boy, and Marvin is just skinny, scrawny dude with a gun and projectiles. And in the past, this is how the matchup usually goes. Marvin stands on one side of the arena. I move towards him. He spams his stuff or waits for me to attack, hits me, runs away, and repeats. And that's pretty much how this went. It's actually so surreal. I booted up this game after like months of not playing it, and as soon as I load in, I'm already faced with like one of the most annoying matchups, and I just hate myself already. Again, let me reiterate, I'm a big fan of the changes they did to the consumer aspect, to the market aspect, and all that. But the gameplay's the same. Am I crazy? The gameplay's the same, bro. I love this game. I have hundreds of hours into this game. I played the fuck out of it. I tried to grind to Grandmaster. I didn't fucking make it because I'm trash, but I made it to Diamond each time, you know? So hey, we take those. But like my problems before grinding back then are the exact same problems I had on my first match back. And I thought to myself, okay, that's just a coincidence. There's no way. It's a fluke. It's a flaw. Maybe it doesn't happen as often as it used to, right? Like this is the reason why I fucking quit in the first place. I hated having to approach constantly with no options, always being punished. And if I didn't approach, that was how I won. I just had to wait for them to approach me. I hated it. It was so annoying for a fighter. And then only to load back in after that long just to do it again is... Nah, dude. It had to be a fluke, right? Let's try another one. I said to myself with bitter resentment. Okay, second match. I actually decided to switch to Aquaman to try out the new character. I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's try the new character. Let's see what's up. It's a great feeling, bro. They brought White Namor. And you know what? Aquaman is... I'm not really a fan of like the character, so I didn't really care about that, which is fine. You know, you don't have to like every character. But the gameplay itself...
No.
I was also not a fan of. He feels really floaty. It was hard to tell where his hitboxes were and like where they started, where they ended. The wind up on some of his attacks were it just really threw me off. Playing him felt weird and oddly not satisfying, in my opinion. But the match went on, and after a certain point, we just devolved back to the same runaway and the first person who hits loses type beat. It just wasn't enjoyable again. Like I just found myself running away, setting up, letting them approach, running away, setting up, and like that was the most efficient way, and then kind of going in for the kill. The game does feel a lot faster, which I appreciate. It makes it harder to kind of like react and just kind of wait there for someone to approach you. So it makes approaching a little bit more manageable. I just don't think it's enough this late into the game's life. I heard all this talk about how like this is the fastest season, these things feel different, yada yada yada, and I have to disagree. It feels the same. It feels like a quicker version of when I stopped playing, but it's still the exact same outcome. It's like if you just played rock paper scissors but a lot faster. Like it doesn't change the format of rock paper scissors, you're just playing it faster. You still win the exact same way, and I think that's where I have my issues with this. It does feel faster, yes. It feels more satisfying to land certain hits on certain characters, except for Aquaman. I don't fucking, maybe it's just me, but it was still the same strategy. Let them hit you first, either parry, block, or dodge, and then punish. Okay, and to be fair, I did not play it for the past like season, so I'm sure like the meta and the mindset has changed a little bit, but from my personal experience, this is what I felt. So after trying Aquaman, I figured let's try Lola Bunny. Queue up Lola versus Lola. Also the perks, have the perks ever been different or good? Like I know there's a little bit of variation, but just adding more to that feeling of samey you know, like everything just kind of feels the same but faster. Okay, now Lola Bunny, real quick, it's actually fucking fun as hell. I had a Lola versus Lola. It was lit. We were floating all over the place. You kind of still do the same thing of waiting for them to kind of attack, but just like a little bit faster, right? Lola Bunny versus Batman was a big example. A lot of the times it just kind of ended up running away. With Lola, it was more entertaining because she's really quick and really agile, so maybe it just feels better on certain characters. I felt like I could punish like Shield a little bit more. Lola was fun. She was very fast. Feels like a combo of different characters right now. Kind of like a little bit of Beetlejuice, a little bit of LeBron, a little bit of Bugs. Like she's got even like a little bit of Harley. She felt enjoyable. Very mobile, but I still was doing like the wait and punish game. And funny enough, Batman gave up because he's not built for this. Understandable, bro. I tried out a couple more, doing a little bit of Jason again because he was my boy. Jason versus Aquaman was miserable. Then I tried Lola versus Jason. I got lucky with that. That was a great setup. God damn. Jason combo food Voorhees, as he's known. Beating his ass felt great. Felt the same as always. Felt like fighting a Jason. And also blocking feels like it's less helpful for bigger characters. Maybe that's just me. I feel like they have a harder time punishing and can get pressured on their block a lot easier if the character's small. Played for about an hour, and let me just say it felt way longer than an hour. Let's just get this out of the way so that we can end on a positive note. The game feels faster and quicker, but it's still the same style of combat. Neutral being back and forth until someone throws out a move. I feel like shields just adds even more passive gameplay. It feels like it's really dangerous to approach, so it encourages both sides to just wait. In a fucking fighting game, dude, I don't know. Gameplay aside, everything else was a win for the consumer. If this game still existed, it's a fucking L for the consumer right now, because all this shit is only happening because they're shutting down the game because they gave up and stopped monetizing it. So it's not even that kind of a win, especially now that Marvel Rivals, we're gonna go back to this point again, they're not even in the same genre, just strictly from like a business perspective. Rivals does it good. It treats the customer well, but on top of that, the gameplay is amazing. So looking at Multiversus, the fact that not only did it have rough gameplay at the start, and even now in my opinion it's still rough to play, it's fun, but at a higher level, at least in the 1v1 section, because I should have said this at the beginning, that my experience comes from mainly playing 1v1s because that's just what I like to do. So maybe there was more enjoyment in the 2v2 scene, but it just felt like Multiversus never really figured out what they wanted to do, versus twos versus ones, what balance, where they're gonna go. So to me, the gameplay has never felt fully complete, you know? It always felt like, okay, it's still in development, it's still being worked on, this is still gonna change, this or that. And that's rough, especially when it's combined with such a terrible monetization system. Maybe the gameplay wasn't the best, but if things had been a little bit more generous, if this game had been able to give characters for free, not just at the start, but at the fucking announcement, like, how are you going to advertise a character for your game and then a player that hears about this and logs in on that day is not able to play the character unless they pay? What kind of marketing is this? Whoever was in charge of the monetization, horrendous job, shot themselves in the foot for short-sighted increase in income. Maybe this would have worked if the gameplay was better from the start and we didn't have so many issues, right? Because the game launched at a phenomenal amount of players. There's a reason they dropped off. Because I look at something like Marvel Rivals, which again, I'm using this as a comparison because it just came out and it's a live service game. Their monetization is really expensive. Some of their skins, it's like you're paying $15, $16 for a slight reskin. I feel like the Spider-Man skin is just a great example. Some of the skins are really good though. Some of them are fucking great. God damn. But my point is that Multiversus is being shit on simply because there are better products on the market that are doing better practices than they did. Anyways, I digress. I see the community on Twitter, on Twitch, on Reddit. People want this game to live. It just feels like objectively, even looking at the numbers now on the charts the day after, it's a significant drop. It just feels like the player base that was here that could have enjoyed this game has long since left. They moved on to other games. It just does not look good. I did want to end this on a positive note. Even though this game is dying, I'm glad that we can at least appreciate this game one last time, because a lot of things in life and in gaming get taken away from us without warning. Me personally, I think back to Paragon, a third-person MOBA that had a lot of promise back in the day, ran by Epic Games. They had just had their first tournament ever. Things were going great, and out of nowhere, they just pulled the plug and decided to move their resources to Fortnite. And who can blame them? Fortnite turned out like it was a massive success, great business strategy, and that's just one example. At least we are given an opportunity to enjoy this game one last time before they send it off. Okay, we got several months for the people that still like this game to enjoy it and love it while it's here. People want this game to succeed, but people are also not really playing it, so it is what it is. Game definitely feels faster. The monetization changes were massive. It is very bittersweet, but hey, that's just what the fuck it is, right? That's all I really got though, man. If you're still here, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and sub. I just kind of wanted to throw something out today because I felt some type of way about this game. I didn't know how to articulate my thoughts, so I'm trying to do a little something. You know how it goes, man. Just YouTube shit, doing YouTuber things and failing at life altogether. It's a process, bro, just like Multiversus. Hopefully I can figure things out before I get to season 5 of my life, huh?